Today we are mixing Artgraf, water-soluble graphite, into watercolor, and things got interesting super fast. Some of the results even surprised me, so let's get started. In our last video, we talked about the graphite sticks, and we graded them up and made some really cool mixtures with our watercolors. But today we're going to talk about Artgraf. This is a water-soluble graphite that comes in this cute little tin. They make a variety of these little art graphs in different types and colors. You may have seen the Artgraf sticks, but this is the pan. I need it open. You can see there, Artgraf. And it's just a cake of compressed graphite. So let's play around with it a little bit and see what kind of marks we can make with it. Let's come in with a wet brush. I'm just going to get some here and just see what kind of wet marks we can make. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Let's see if we can make it a little darker. Now it is going to dry a little lighter and a little bit of, it will have a little bit of a sheen to it as well. I sort of like these like dry brush marks. Like that's kind of fun. Let's put down some water first and see how it reacts in sort of a wet on wet technique. And I'm just working in my Canson sketchbook here today, where I do all my little experiments. Let's see. Let's put down, ooh, really fun and completely different marks than like what we normally get, what we got in the last video. Let's put a little bit of watercolor in there. Just got a bit of English red here. We'll see how it reacts with the watercolor. Let's put a little bit more in there. Should give us like a little bit more of a graphy tint kind of feel. I'm going to let this dry and we'll see what happens after that. I think this is really cool. I kind of like it better than just grading up the graphite. I think this is a little bit more stable almost. Let's see if we can erase. And you can go back into it, and this erases much better than what we did the last time. That could be a really cool technique to put it down and then erase through it. What about down here? You kind of need a stiff eraser. I don't think I don't think this one works very well. Oh, it does. It works, but it's kind of ripping up the paper a little bit. So I thought it might be fun to try to see if we could use a stamp, which we probably can. Ooh. That's pretty cool. That's a fun way to use it. What if we put some watercolor and then added a little bit of the Artgraf over top? What does that do? That could be fun. Gives you kind of a fun graphy tint color. So what if we did it through a stencil? Oh, that's not wet enough. Definitely need a stiff brush to get into there. That's a fun pattern. So I put some down on some deli paper wet. Let's see what happens if we make marks through there. Fun. Okay, let's get a really juicy mark going here and see what happens when I'm going to go up here. Put down a really juicy mark of it. And let's spray it. Maybe we could move it around a little bit. I'm going to scratch back in. That's a fun mark. So I think it's pretty versatile. I really like the stance, I think, and mixing it with the watercolor is fun. That's a really fun mark, though, too. I could see that being fun for landscapes. Okay, there it is, dry. Those are really fun marks. I really like that a lot. I think the scraping was really fun. We're going to see how we're going to work on some of the Paul Rubens hot press paper today and see these results may be a little different. But let's make something and see what happens. So I think we're going to do a little bit of liquid umber or liquid earth and the liquid umber. And also this new color that I got called Manganese Blue Hue from Daniel Smith. Fabulous color. I think I'm going to keep it 2 colors today. I don't want to get it too complicated. So let's start with making some marks. Make some light marks through here. I don't want too many. Ooh, that's very so fun to sketch on. This paper is amazing. Wet down the paper a little bit. Let it get all soaked in. I think I want to do just a little bit of this manganese blue. Let's have that, and then we'll mix it in with us a little bit of the Artgraf as well. Doesn't take a lot of the Artgraf to make it. Let's see, it kind of made it a little bit more of a tinted graphy tint kind of color. I just love this idea of mixing graphite with paint. Let's just come through here. Make some marks. It is going to dirty your water really quickly. I found that out the hard way. Like, it makes very dirty water. Let's add some just rich of those rich colors in there. A little bit more of that manganese blue. I'm going to bring it down a little bit because I kind of want it to be through here as well. I think I'm going to put some wax crayon down here just to see how the graphite, what it happens when it goes over the wax. Just to kind of play with that. Okay, let's put down a layer of... Ooh, look at that. That's fun. Look how cool that looks. It just went right, like resisted crazy. Love it. I thought it would, but it's kind of neat to see. Let's add in a little bit of, gonna mix a little bit of the umber with the blue and get sort of a greeny color going through here. I'm gonna add that on top. You can lift it pretty easily, which is fun. Let's put some more marks through there. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. Okay, you can see that it left a really nice texture through here from the graphite with the particles. We've got some cool lines going on there. I really love this. I love this a lot. So I thought it might be fun to try this on a Linocut stamp. We did the small stamp before, but let's see if we get some juicy color on here. I'm thinking just right through here, just a little bit. I'm just going to paint that on there. I'm going to make sure that it's nice and juicy. So get a good mark. I was thinking this way would be good. I just kind of want to bring it through here, just a little bit. Ooh, that's fun. We have a little bit of a ghost print here, maybe. Might want to just continue it with this one little bit. Just maybe through here. Yeah, that's good. So it kind of blends in. I love that. Let's take a little bit of the umber and mix it in with some graphite with the Artgraf. Got kind of a neutral palette going on here, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna need a little bit more, though. I don't want it to be... We can always come back over it with pure watercolor. And I think I want this to be a little wet through here. Okay, I just want to make a mark coming through here. Just to kind of bring this back through. And if you don't want it to lift, don't push hard. It seems like it can stay. It stays pretty well, although we kind of need something up here. Which is kind of cool that it stays pretty in place. Although you can see I can lift it up a little bit through here. So you kind of want to be careful about that. It will lift up, so you don't want to go too aggressive with it. Let's come in with our color shaper and see if we can just make some marks through here that are going to be cooler. I'm sort of loving this, guys. What if we just did this? What if we picked some of this up with just the color shaper? I don't know how that was going to work. We'll try it and see. Ooh, those are good marks, though. I kind of it's a little difficult to get it up from the pan. I don't know what if I can. Ooh, but look at that. We can make some pretty fun marks. Okay, I love that. Ooh, I love how it's just sort of gliding there across the top. Okay, that's fun. I like a bold mark. Maybe we need some more up here. I think maybe... No, maybe not. I think I'm going to keep that pretty neutral up there. You kind of have to work it in there, but it does work. I'm just going to come back in with some more of that umber. I didn't clean this off. Just sort of picking it up. Because I kind of like how dark it is. Like... Guys, this is so fun. I love new tools. Okay, so I've mixed up a little bit of the English red, the liquid umber, and some graphite. Got this sort of reddy tone. I think I just want to put a little bit like through here. It just needed a little bit of a different tone, I think. Let's bring in our color shaper a little bit. I just wanted a little bit of this color to kind of break up the monotony of just two colors. I know I said I was going to use two colors, but I lied. Sometimes that happens. I don't lie on purpose, I swear. Okay, I love that. I love that. That has a very fun prairie feel to it. So we might need some little marks in here. So I'm going to come in with the Caran d'Ache a little bit. Just to add some almost highlights to kind of bring you through a little bit. Add a bit more texture and life. We've got a lot going on here, and I don't want to cover up everything, but I kind of just wanted to bring... I mean, maybe just that. Does it need more? So I thought we'd try some black marks with the Mirabu crayon. Let's see how this works. I don't know. It's awfully... They're very creamy. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. But we're going to try it anyway. Because that's what we do. We try things. I just want to put a black mark. As you guys know, I type a black mark. I'm thinking right through here. I'm not going to press this down very hard. Oh, that's fun. I've never made marks with the Mirabu, but I think I might start. What if we did, like... What if it was more... Like, can we scrape? Ooh, that's kind of fun. Okay. I really like that mark coming through there. And then I think I want another one. Through there, maybe? Oh, no, I'm not sure if I love it. Just a few black marks through here. I like the Mirabu crayon marks. They're a little different. They're thinner than what we normally do, but that's okay. Okay, so I got up this Caran d'Ache Violet. I know you guys are screaming at me right now. Let's see what happens when we mix the Neocolor with the graphite. That could be a whole nother idea of paint options. Ooh, that's kind of fun. I just think it needs a little, it's very warm. So what if I don't want to add a lot. I think I just want some like, I'm using a pretty stiff brush here, and it's probably not going to show up a lot. And I kind of want it to be a little subtle. But you can see now, if we add the Caran d'Ache colors, I mean, that's a whole nother, outside of the watercolor, that we could add even more colors and make more graphite tint type colors. Okay, what if we put just a little bit? Oh, here we go. I like that. Do we want some up there? Purple Mountains Majesty. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. Okay, so here it is with the matte. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Things that I love. I love the sky. I think that, well, that manganese blue hue is a little bit of granulating. So we've got some really cool things going on in the sky here. Simple, but I like it. I like how it goes from light to dark to kind of push you back into that atmospheric perspective. Love the graphite. Love it even more than what we made before in the last video. I think the Artgraf is kind of amazing. Love the stamp and the wax resist. I think that kept some much needed white in the piece that kind of made some graphic marks, which kind of contrasts with all the subtle marks that we had through here. I really like adding the Caran d'Ache. Gosh, that's such a game changer right there. To be able to add, I mean, I have a lot of Caran d'Ache, and you could probably use the Lyras or even probably the Mirabu crayons. Just play around with it and see what you can add the graphite to. And we have a lovely palette here of almost muted tones. And if you guys know me, that's kind of my jam. Like, I love a muted sort of landscape. Love the colors that we created, the lines with the Mirabu on the deli paper, which is something we never tried. And I love the dry marks, brush marks. Everything about this is very cool to me. And I'll definitely be using this again. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know if you guys are going to try this. I'm very excited to hear from you today. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye.